Some of the former child stars of the MCU showed up at the Fantastic Four premiere. First and foremost, Dafne Keen, who was only 11 years old when she was in the Logan movie back in 2017, and now she's showing up on this red carpet as a full-grown adult, wearing full-grown adult clothing that is selected for these celebrities. It's quite revealing. She was showing a lot of cleavage, and it prompted some really weird responses from the public who are not used to seeing her as an adult. They're just going to have her cemented in their mind forever as 11-year-old Dafne Keen.
The top comment says, ain't she like 15?
My first thought was, wow, she gained some weight since The Acolyte.
I forgot she was
Which
in The
was not
Acolyte.
that long ago.
I think it's because I had to block out The Acolyte from my brain.
Maybe the alien makeup distracted me from her real age, but here were some of the comments. Is she there to promote her OF?
Oh.
Another person posting a photo of her doing Pilates, or a video of her doing Pilates. Yeah, showing off her body. Another one said, more like fantastic pair, am I right, guys? Another one said, wasn't she a kid 2 years ago? I mean, legally, yes. She's 20.
This guy says she can X my 23.
Yikes, man.
It's giving MTV back in the day with the countdown to 18 for some of the people.
One of the comments just literally says, amazing knockers. Okay. She's 20, but she definitely looks more mature for her age. And don't get me wrong, though, she is absolutely stunning. A lot of people were saying she doesn't even look 20. She looks 30.
She looked 30 to me.
But maybe that's just the way that her face is structured. Depends on each person. I think she looks good, but I also wasn't, attached to her role as a kid. Like, I didn't.
It's almost like Hollywood never, outside of, if we're not talking about the people that aren't the perverts in Hollywood, which is plenty of them, like they never knew how to actually engage in stories about kids that grow up in the industry and become adults without turning it into something weirdly sexual.
Well, it's because they do get sexualized. Yeah. Maybe not Dafne Keen, but I would say definitely the ones that came out of the Disney or Nickelodeon pipeline for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and then they used that to their advantage as they grow up because it became how they contrasted their childhood image with their new image and used it as a marketing ploy to sell records.
Xochitl Gomez was another former child star of the MCU who made an appearance at the premiere.
She does, in fact, look like Flo from Progressive. Yeah,
with this wig that she's wearing. She's doing a little twirl in this skimpy outfit.
Is that a wig?
Looks like a wig to me, but I could be wrong. She's wearing this extremely tiny mini skirt and a top that has a cutout in the chest, and she's now 18. She turned 18 this year, I believe, because I recall it was just last year that we were discussing her discovering AI-generated pornography of herself online, and also her mom coming across it as well, and that they had tried to find recourse to get this stuff taken down.
There is no recourse.
They were unable to, and that was incredibly heartbreaking to hear about, her coming across that, especially like not really being an established celebrity. You're not used to that. But the comments on this post were even weirder than the Dafne Keen post.
This one particular, because these are right next to each other. This one says, she's a literal child. And then under that says, best ass in the MCU.
Yeah.
It just lets you know where we're at societally.
Yeah. And another one, which I believe is referencing the controversy over her AI generated deepfake porn. They said, okay, I see why they tried to pre-order. They're referring to her as a product at the age of 17 that is on pre-order before turning 18, which I find disgusting. Another one said, always wanted to beep a lesbian. So, not sure what that is supposed to imply. I didn't think that she even was gay, but whatever. Lots of comments that were sexualizing her and the fact that she is just barely an adult at this point, and you were pointing out the asymmetry between the way that these actresses are portrayed on screen in the movies compared to how they show up on these red carpets. And you see this time and time again, including with older actresses as well. They're wearing like these frumpy outfits, like Lois Lane.
This was
in the
happening,
movie.
and she's probably the best example of it recently because Rachel Brosnahan has done lots of promo for the movie with her wearing very, very different outfits from what she wore. And the same thing happened with Isabella Merced, the lady who plays Hot Girl. On the red carpet, and everyone's like, why isn't she wearing this outfit in the movie?
Right. Yeah. Well,
because
Rachel Brosnahan was wearing this like teeny tiny mini bodycon dress in one of their interviews, and then you go see the movie and she's like dressed like a butch lesbian.
She's got it's because her character is punk rock. Her words, not mine.
Apparently that's the backstory that makes it all make sense. But I do think it's a little more on the creepy side when this happens with child stars who were introduced to the public at a young age, and then they have to kind of break out of that image. I mean, over time.
And the red carpet stuff is prime for that because they all do it. Like, it's one of the biggest contradictions in Hollywood that not all of these movies that make some type of commentary on the concept of the male gaze or how women are portrayed in media, they have an explanation for why it's different. The explanation is, of course, that in the movie, you're being dressed by a man or you're being written by a man and then portrayed in the eyes of a man in a sexualized manner. Whereas when a woman goes onto a red carpet, the idea is supposedly that they are of their own volition choosing to do that. It skips the idea that, of course, in the movie, they would also have to be doing it of their own volition.
Well, it's funny because in reality, they're having their costumes chosen in the movies and their outfits chosen on the red carpets by gay men. In both situations,
with
most
clipboards.
likely. Yes, gays with clipboards. So it's not really this patriarchal bigwig who's puffing a cigar in the executive office at Warner Brothers choosing to objectify these women. It's kind of just built into the system. But yeah, it's really disheartening to see the things that people were saying about Xochitl Gomez.
But it never ends. So again, for all of Gen Z's bluster about the way things were back when the Olsen twins were about to turn 18, and it was at MTV that did the countdown to 18 to some of these celebrities, which is of course
for the Olsen twins or other ones as well.
Other ones, I don't remember if it was them specifically, but that was a thing, right? There was a heavy focus on the sexualization of kids growing up.
Yeah.
And for all that things have changed, they haven't really changed all that much.
At least because the internet has replaced that instead of, an outlet like MTV. It says Britney Spears was on the countdown for her birthday in 1999, as well as the Olsen twins. And then they also mention Kendall Jenner being the subject of countdowns by media outlets like TMZ and Hollywood Life. But yeah, I mean, did MTV ever issue like a mea culpa for that? Or
I mean, MTV's like, look, nobody watches us anymore.
No one really cares.
We lost.
We can just like memory hole it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange.
I just, it feels like no matter how much things change every generation. It was like when I was reading that article yesterday about it's not the Gen Z stare. We're just not putting up with we're not affected by your discomfort. As like, you're not changing the world. You're just a dick. It's like how somebody in a previous generation was also just a dick. Like, things haven't changed. Like, I think the internet makes people believe that society truly is evolving faster, and people haven't changed that much. Social media, by and large, has just forced a form of coercion onto people to try and get them to behave the way they want. But then you see these events, and you're like, okay, things haven't changed that much because the people are in the comment section saying all the lewd stuff that was being said about Britney Spears back then. People would like to believe that they've broken the mold, that things are different now, that people are more
progress,
that people are more highly evolved, and people aren't more highly evolved.
We have the same brains as human beings that lived in caves and tribes
Yeah.
Tens of thousands of years ago. So
Nothing is, no matter how much things change, they tend to stay the same. Or at least it feels that way.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.